Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In our last episode, we finally got rails going in our new manufacturing area. So we need to now, and I'll actually throw mechanical rails, but we need to have some fire crystals brought in before we can make the magic rail tiles, just like we need to have the air crystals brought in before we can make the magic conveyor belts. Which I suppose I could probably hook these up. How many rails belts are we gonna need? One every 20 seconds. Okay, that's a cloth belt for sure. We can hook those up. And during yesterday's premiere, I noticed that I didn't hook this stonemason up to the machine shop, only the one. So let's rectify that. There and there, like that. Easy enough. Because we weren't providing enough stone. As you can see, stone is the starved out one. So now we are more readily providing it. And it's kind of making up for lost time a little bit here too with the by filling up the buffer, because this had a full output buffer. Stop doing the sticking the tooltip to the screen. So the last thing we have to do for this build before we start bringing in things like the elemental crystals and the OmniStones is to, and of course the elixirs as well, is to hook up the, eventually making the steam pipes and the mana pipes. And so for that, I think all we need is iron or fuel. And then we'll need to have the mana crystals being made in order to make the mana pipes. So of course we're going to bring in iron here, and we'll need to bring coal in. I think we'll bring the coal from here. Kind of trying to spread these out a little bit. I guess we'll go there. What little choice do we have? And we can roll this downhill into, oh, right there. And then across to here. And then like this. That's not really what I wanted you to do, though. Do that, and this, and that. And then a splitter. And then we'll need to bring in some more iron, which we can do right here. And actually, I could bring it in from this side. Yeah, let's do that. This way, a little bit more. Are we up too high, or are we okay? I think we're good. Actually, that's an uphill climb, so let's take this out and do that instead. We need to come down by one more. There and there, and then this one, of course, needs to be changed to this. And that can go there, and then we need that splitter right here. And that should fire up the forges. We're not getting any coal in. Why? Oh, that's why. Oops. Let's do this. Go there. And there. You're outputting eventually 1 per second. So the cloth belt each is fine. This is outputting eventually 1 per second. Cloth belt is fine. This is going to buffer just 100 steam pipes, which I think is probably more than enough. And then finally here should be getting, once the buffer is full, or it's going to buffer 50, store 100 total. And then once this buffer is full, then this should start getting those. Should I also enable? Yeah, I should. Let's enable a buffer on this, maybe of 100 even. Any other barns that I should have buffered that I didn't? This one I buffered. These ones are all buffered. Yeah, I must have just forgotten that one. It was the end of the last episode-ish. But that makes sense. Just want to make sure this kicks in. And then we can start building the new crystal. Yep, there we go. Excellent. The new crystal area. So we're going to have to train the crystals in. But I think I want to build it maybe in this sort of valley area here. But we need to figure out how many we're going to need, because I haven't figured that math out yet. So for this, we're going to need 1 OmniStone times 4 eventually every 10 seconds. So 4 every 10 seconds OmniStones. I should probably take some notes. Or Omni per 10. And then the next one is here. This is going to be 1, 2 times 4 is 8 every 20 of air crystals, which happens to be 4 air per 10 seconds, same rate as the Omnis. And then finally we need to have 4 fire every 10 seconds. Well, that's convenient, I guess. So it's 4 of each per every 10 seconds. But in order to make OmniStones, as we learned here, we need to have 1 of each additional. Now the big question is, what else requires these different stones, and should I make this area big enough to accommodate more stones? And I probably should. The other question is, making the crystals at the temple, which we can now make the temples if we had the appropriate elixir. Wait, which elixir is that it requires? Can't tell. Oh, it's the fire elixir. Okay, or fire ether. So we actually need to make the ethers first. But we need the ethers in order to make the temples anyway. But we also need ethers to make a few other things. The apothecary needs them at a rate of, I think it's variable. The apothecary needs them at a rate of up to, no, it's actually static. 2 per minute, 2 per second each. And then the other things that need the crystals are the, well, actually, these are going to need mana crystals. Mana crystals. Yeah, so the fire ring, the crown, the water ring, the necklace, all the spell books, all are going to require the all are going to require these crystals. So, and I don't think they're recharged. Let's make sure. This is at an enchanter. Or are they recharged? They are recharged. Okay, well that makes my life easier. Including these spell books are recharged as well. So everything that uses crystals, besides those few things and some research, appears to return the depleted crystals that we just need to recharge. That makes life a lot easier. Because it's not a steady supply then, it's just a fronted supply. So I think that's everything that requires crystals. What else is made here? Because we don't actually use the crystals for anything directly where they're consumed. Everything seems to be made. An enchanter and all the enchanter recipes return the depleted crystals. Double checking. Depleted. And I also want to make sure that if they take if they ever take 2 different kinds of crystals. And it doesn't look like they do. Okay, so those are just a steady a static supply then. Just like the magma is, just like the boosting is, all of that. So we really just need to have a little bit being made over here of each crystal. But I think we should probably also plan for what the apothecary needs for each elixir, because I think that makes sense. Now the big question is, for the elixirs, they need mana crystals to charge. Should I, let's see, capacity-wise, or the ethers, I keep calling them elixirs. So, shipping-wise, we can ship 4 firestones. These go into a hopper car, or we can ship 4 fire ethers. These go into a fluid wagon, I think. Let's see. Double check them both. Hopper car. Takes 100, and it can carry all the shards and all the stones. And the fluid wagon. Wagon? No. What is it called? Tank car. Fluid wagon in Factorio. And this takes all fluids, including those 4. So, and this holds 100 as well. So it really makes no difference which one we ship. So I think we'll make all these over here. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll make the ethers where we can find some local stones. Because there's only a tiny bit of fire stones out here. Mana shards, I should look at that also. Look at the magic forge for a moment. So the magic forge takes 2 mana shards and makes it into 1 mana crystal. So that's a 2-to-1. So in this case, we would ideally, although this goes 100 per car and that's only 50 per car. Where was I using those, or going to use those? In this build? Wasn't there something that needed... And this one needs mana crystals, and it doesn't return them. Well, I guess it's kind of a wash. And we again might want to... we'll mine them where we can get them, and then ship them over. But like here, this is not enough to count. This is a decent amount, though. And we could really just mine them permanently here, too. I think we'll do this. So let's do a terrain... flatten a little bit here. Is this better for the cursor? No, the cursor doesn't do any more than 1 block either, so I'm just going to flatten a large area of this terrain, and I might end up deleting some of these resources here. Push that wall right into that wall. Push that over there. Have a nice large flat area here, spending these red coins to do this terrain work. I assume at least we're spending red coins doing this. I noticed that our red coins have largely passed the not largely passed, whatever the word I want is. Past the yellow coin in storage. So we're going to definitely have to do some of that tavern-based stuff, I think. Alright, I think that's probably big enough. So if we started with mining the mana shards over here, and we ended with everything else coming together, let's see what we have here. We first need a mana reactor. Or we last need a mana reactor. And that's going to be making the OmniStones. Let's see. Oops, I right-clicked. I might take this plateau out too, but let's stop this here, or start this here, whichever. So it's going to need a steady supply of each stone, plus the mana crystals that are used for power. By the way, what is the school doing? Going very slowly. And I think it's just... It's just time. Okay. So we need that. That needs to have 1 of each stone every 30 seconds. Technically times 4. So 4 of each stone every 30 seconds, which is almost none. And then let's look at the temples. Not temples. Temples. We need the ethers for these. Right. Let's see, how many temple do? Oh, sufficient offerings. Well, that's ominous. We need the ethers stored up for these. Should I just buffer these into a barn where we're making them? Probably. Let's do a mana pipe. No, fluid pipe. Overlay. Take this into there. And that'll just store 200 eventually. And we'll do that for all of them except for air, because we don't have air being made sufficiently right now because we're using it all. We'll put a barn here. And since the barn holds 200, it's kind of perfect. Just do that. And then I'll just delete the pipe, delete the barn, and we'll have a few in the base, but it'll be fine. Water is over here somewhere, right here. There we go. And then if they need to come here for some reason, then they can. Alright, so that'll take a little bit of time, but it won't be too long. So for that, I'm just going to... Well, let's actually look at the recipes. I think all the recipes are the same. They produce 1 stone every 6 seconds. We're going to need to have 4 firestones. Well, they produce 4 eventually every 6 seconds. We need to have 4 firestones for this every 10 seconds. Plus 4 firestones every 30 for this. So that is, this is 4 every 10, so that's 12 every 30, plus 4 every 30 is 16 every 30 seconds. And this can produce 4 every 6 seconds. Multiply that by 5, that's exactly 16. That is creepy. That is creepy. So we'll be able to build a fire temple. We're almost there. We'll be able to build a fire temple. Or one of each elemental temple, rather, to supply enough for both the mana reactor and the train station to take them into this area. And then the only other piece of it is, what do we do with stuff that, or how do we make the stuff that we can get from another, or that we need to use for the boosts and the magma. And so in that case, maybe we'll add a second temple for... Actually, we only really need 2 temples for fire and air, because that's the only ones that are actually used here. Yeah, we'll have 2 fire temples, 2 air temples, and then 1 of each. Okay, this is done already. Wow, that was quick. Take that out, and then we'll just delete the barn. That'll throw all those into the... Except I need 200, don't I? Yes, I do. Or 400, I need 2 temples. Okay, let's see, how do I want to stage this out? Maybe we'll do, like, fire here and here, which I don't have the resources to build because I was just kind of dumb. Yeah, let's redo that. And we don't have the air yet to build 2 air temples. We can fix that eventually. Into there you go. So we'll do 2 fire temples, and I think I'll just put the space here with a forge or something, just to have a space for that. And then we'll do a earth temple, maybe, if we have enough earth juice. We do. And we probably have enough water juice. Also, wherever it is. Here it is. Yes, we do. There we go. And then, like I said, air is going to be a little while till the research is done. We can't build the temples anyway. So what I'll do is I'll put an air temple here and here, and then we'll put a well, just do temple that we had. I did term again. We'll do a water temple. Let's see. We'll do the earth temple next to the fire temple, and then we'll do the water temple next to the air temple. We don't have enough mana bricks now. Okay. Well, but I think that'll be okay. These need a steady supply of mana crystals, which we'll provide. And they also then need the ethers, which we're going to ship in, I think, I think we'll ship those in. I don't know, let's look at that recipe. The elemental refinery is going to produce 4 fire ether every 10 seconds, and this needs 8 fire ether every 6 seconds. So that's double that. That's 16 every 12, and this is... No, wait. Don't double it. I gotta do more than double it. Quintuple it. That's 40 every 30 seconds, and then triple this is 12 every 30 seconds. So we need to have, for each one of these, we need to have 1, 2, 3 and a third elemental refineries. I think we'll do the elemental refinery elsewhere instead of right here, because that's a lot for this, because we're going to need to have 7 of them for fire, 7 of them for air, and then 4 each for earth and water. Can't make it yet. Almost there. And so I think that makes sense to make those elsewhere, just because of how slow it is. Although, we could make them here. I mean, we do have the space. We did flatten this whole area. Maybe I'll put a little more space between the earth and the fire temples then. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it here. It's kind of fun to do all this stuff in one spot. And you cost... What did you cost to build? More bricks. No wonder it didn't make that temple. Put that down. We're just going to move them around then. So let's do an arrangement here. This is effectively 1 item in, 1 item out. Actually, it's effectively just 1 item in, because of the ether can be fluid piped, and the mana crystals can be mana piped in and out. But we're gonna need a lot of these firestones coming in. Eventually 16 every 10 seconds times 7. So that's 1.6 times 7 is 10.5. So we're gonna need probably a chute for each row of 4, basically. That's what we're gonna need, I think. Because that's about 5, and that's about enough. So let's see how we want to do this here. We could just do it like this. 1, 2, 3. No bricks. Then we could have the opposite here. Or we can move it out like this. Move it out like that. And run the chutes down the middle. That would work. Also, since they're piped in via fluid pipes anyway, that's fine. This just needs to then move a little bit. Or does it? I don't think it does, actually. The only other issue is the mana crystals. These are going to need to recharge 4 mana crystals every 10 seconds. And the rechargers can do... Oops. They can do 1 every 4 seconds. That's where we're spending all our yellow coins at. We're going to spend even more. 4 every 10. That's 8 every 20. And this can handle 5 every 20. So we need 2 rechargers for each forge or refinery. How do we want to do the pipes for this? Because that's going to dictate space as well. I think I think what I want to do is just put these right up next to, like here, and then one right there, one right here. And then do the mana pipes, something like this. And then we need a splitter on this. And so then we're going to have the same issue on this side. So then we'd have a chute coming in here of the next crystals. So then you need to come out here, which means that we'll probably just need to move this down to there. That works. And I know I only have 3 spaces here, but I'm just going to put one of these up on a level, on the second or third height. I think that'll work. I have 2 chutes here, like that. These go here, and then this one's going to be on that side. I think that will work. You should be, just for posterity, you should be Earth Ether. Okay, so we're going to have to train in all those crystals because we only have a few, or stones rather, we only have a few in this area, and so it's better probably to do that, which means we'll have to bring the train line this way a bit, which is fine. Expected even. We're going to have to do... We need a couple of stations. Maybe better to have a couple stations anyway. Have maybe the stones for water and air coming in, and then their ethers going out on a station here. The same idea for the earth and fire on a station over here. And then maybe put the Omnis in their own station. Because we also might provide some mana crystals to the train network as well. So they can share with the Omnis. So maybe I have 3 different stations here. On one rail line, coming off of one rail line. So I do probably want to flatten this area here too. A little bit at least. I saw that there were some bumps somewhere. Where did I see those bumps? I don't know. And we'll probably take out that... let's see, let's go a little bit more here. That'll work. This like this. Take out some of this iron and stone here too. So we'll put the station right there. Did I flatten the bumps that I saw? I think I did. All right, and then we need to have... So we don't need to have any, or we do need to have any. We need 2, 4... Wow, we're out of purple coins. I did not notice that. We are out of purple coins. 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm assuming mana crystals every 6 seconds times 4. That's 8 per second total. And then a mana forge, or magic forge rather, can make mana crystals at a rate of 1 every 8 seconds. Well, 4 every 8 seconds. That's 1 every 2 seconds, and it was 6 per second we needed. So we need to have 12 magic forges making mana crystals. Wow. And that is... that's 8 every 8 seconds. We need to have 1 per second per magic forge, which is a total of 12. 12 of these means 12 per second of the of this, which is going to be at least 2 chutes, which is probably fine because this would get pretty crowded anyway, because we need 12 of these. So maybe we'll do like a double row, like from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we'll need a little more space. And then space it apart by 2. Or even just 1. Yeah, we'll do 2. And do 6 in a line here. And those will all be piped out in mana pipes anyway. And so I think that will do it. I think. Let's check and see where we're at with our fire crystal or fire ether storage. Done. Fluid pipes, please. And take those out. We already took out the barn for the earth. and the water. So now we just need to wait until this research is done for the air. Oh, the purple coin. We need to sell some more stuff for purple coins. We are making purple coins from the mana bricks, but somebody keeps spending them. At least I hope that's the only problem. It's not. We have a fire crystal issue here. I never stopped feeding these in. That's why. Do that, and let's do this. Take a few of these out. A few more. A lot more. Let's feed these back. Get all stopped up. Okay, I think that's probably good. I'm gonna feed these back into the barn if we can. We can't. But I could feed them into there. They'd eventually get used. I can also reverse this pipe and then forget about it later. That would work. And I'm wondering why I'm not making any more Omni crystals. That's why. All right. So now we should start selling mana bricks again soon. Yeah, there goes the whatever it's called, magma. And then hopefully mana bricks are getting made. Looks like they are. We're no longer bringing coal in here on purpose. Turn that off so I don't remember. I don't wonder why there's no coal in there. Here come the mana bricks now. So the next time the train comes through, we'll be good. And otherwise, we may need to start selling some stuff here. Making things like the wards and the magic robes and magic cloaks so that we can enchanted books will be pretty easy to make, although we're going to want to make enough to make this eventually. So maybe, but maybe we should switch gears and start focusing down some of these items so that we can make some more purple coin, because we're going to need it in order to finish this research. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do next time. We'll make some stuff for the specialty goods store, and we kind of saved this area out here for specialty goods, so we can set that up next time. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.